The NFL GOAT conversation. A conversation that has been talked about through all ages of football. For the longest time, Joe Montana was considered the GOAT. And then Peyton Manning came along and broke all sorts of records, leading to touchdowns and passing yards. And then came the 2017 Super Bowl, where Tom Brady led the Patriots in an overwhelming comeback against the Falcons. And from then, he has been considered the GOAT by most people. But there is one name that gets left out of that conversation. One name who holds most quarterback records, but is not considered the GOAT. That man is Drew Brees. Now, before I get into all the reasons why Drew Brees is the GOAT and not Tom Brady, let me say this. I am a Saints fan. I have been a Saints fan for about 9 years now, ever since, actually the year after they won the Super Bowl. I didn't get to watch that, unfortunately. Sad face. But I am a Saints fan, so there is a bit of bias in this. However, I have looked up all the stats, I've looked up all the facts, and there is no disputing that Drew Brees is the GOAT over Tom Brady. Hell, some might argue Peyton Manning is better than Tom Brady. That's a video for another day, whatever. Now let's get into this. Drew Brees started in 2001. Tom Brady started in the year 2000, so only 1 year apart. Drew Brees has started 275 games versus Tom Brady 285. So remember, when I say all of this, Drew Brees has all these stats over Tom Brady, and he has played less games, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, total number of attempts thrown. Drew Brees has thrown 10,161 passes compared to Tom Brady 9,988. So, Drew Brees has thrown about 200 more passes or so. Not too bad. Completions. Drew Brees has completed 686,867 passes compared to Tom Brady's 6,377 passes. Now, what does the percentage look like? Completion percentage, Drew Brees 67.6%, Tom Brady 63.8%. And if you look at the last few years, Drew Brees has actually been averaging about 72 to 74% ever since he got Michael Thomas. Thank you, Michael Thomas. Total yards. Drew Brees has thrown for 77,416 yards. Tom Brady has thrown for 74,571 yards. So Drew Brees edges out Tom Brady by about 3,000 yards, or about one season almost. Maybe a little bit less. Touchdown throws. Drew Brees has thrown for 547 touchdowns. Tom Brady has thrown for 541 touchdowns. So Drew Brees edges him out just narrowly as of this moment. Touchdown percentage. They are actually tied, both at 5.4 each. Interceptions. Drew Brees has thrown 237 interceptions, while Tom Brady has thrown 179 interceptions. So Drew Brees is a bit more up on the interceptions. That explains because he passes more. Interception percentage, 2.3 Brees, 1.8 Brady. Okay. Quarterback rating, just rating, not QBR. Drew Brees, 98.4. Tom Brady, 97.0 throughout their entire career. Rings, Drew Brees 1, Tom Brady 6. Again, as I said, team accomplishment. Pro Bowls, Drew Brees has 13, Tom Brady has 14. And I'm willing to bet Drew Brees will get a 14th one next year and Tom Brady will not. But let's wait and see. MVPs, Drew Brees has 0, Tom Brady has 3. Alright, Tom Brady got the MVPs, okay. 5,000 yard seasons. Drew Brees is the only man to throw for multiple 5,000 yard seasons, and he has 5. Tom Brady has 1. Now, here's where it really gets a kicker. NFL records. Tom Brady, most rings and most games won by a quarterback. Again, team accomplishments. Drew Brees, most career passing yards, most career pass completions, most career touchdowns, highest career completion percentage, and highest single season completion percentage. Again, Drew Brees holds all the individual accomplishments. It's just that his team has not won as much as Tom Brady's team has. But let's see what they've had to work with, because as everyone says, oh, Tom Brady makes his teammates better. Well, let's look at that, shall we? Drew Brees, in his entire career, has worked with one Pro Bowl wide receiver, and that is Michael Thomas. So only at the end of his career, recently, has he gotten a Pro Bowl wide receiver. Michael Thomas has gone to the Pro Bowl 3 times. So Pro Bowl wide receiver years, 3 for Drew Brees. For Tom Brady, 15. Tom Brady has worked with wide receivers who have gone to the Pro Bowl 15 times. How about tight ends? Drew Brees has worked with tight ends that have gone to the Pro Bowl 6 times, whereas Tom Brady has gone for 5. But Tom Brady's tight end was Rob Gronkowski, probably the greatest tight end ever, so he's maybe just edges him out just a little bit there, even though Drew Brees has one more year. Now, here is the most important thing, I think. Top 10 defenses in points allowed throughout their entire careers as starters. Drew Brees has had 3 top 10 defenses, and guess what? That year he went to the Super Bowl and beat Peyton Manning and the Colts, he had the number 1 offense and only the 20th ranked defense, and he still won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, since 2001, has worked with 16 top 10 defenses in points allowed. 16. That is incredible, and that shows in that the Patriots, they don't allow anyone to score, and Tom Brady can score easily, especially with those 15 Pro Bowl wide receivers. How about top 10 offenses and points scored? Drew Brees has had 13. That explains a lot. He's good with scoring. And about that whole argument, they make the receivers better. Like I said, Drew Brees has not worked with barely any Pro Bowlers, and yet he has had a top 13 offense. Why? Because he makes them better. Tom Brady has had 18 top 10 offenses, but he's worked with a lot more Pro Bowlers, so that explains it. So, the Patriots have had more top 10 offenses and more top 10 defenses. That explains why they win so much, because they have been a good, very, 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 very good, great, whatever, team. Tom Brady has been very essential to that team, but he is just one cog in the wheel. Drew Brees, on the other hand, while he's always had a good offense, thank you, Sean Payton, defenses have sucked. If you've always noticed, the Saints, when they get bounced in the playoffs, they always score a lot, but their defense allows the other team to score a lot more. Seahawks, 49ers, Vikings, Rams, God, the offense always shows up, but the defense does not until maybe just a couple years, and that's it. Even recently, their defense has gotten better, but it's still let them down. Look at the Vikings last year. They couldn't even stop them. But the Patriots defense, until last year, has always been reliable. They have always managed to stop the other team from scoring too much. The Falcons Super Bowl, sure, Tom Brady led the greatest comeback, but if it wasn't for that Patriots defense not allowing the Falcons to score anymore, would they have won? No, because the Falcons, all they do was score one more touchdown, boom, game over. So, Tom Brady has always benefited from being in the greatest team system we have ever seen. Drew Brees has not. Go ahead, switch them. Tom Brady can have all the stats, and Drew Brees can have the rings. And who are you going to call the GOAT then, huh? Drew Brees probably still have the rings. And guess what? Drew Brees is only 6 foot. Tom Brady is 6'2". Drew Brees has done all these accomplishments. He's got all these accomplishments and records over Tom Brady, and he is smaller as a quarterback. A lot of times you would think he's just throwing blindly and it just magically ends up in their hands. How does he do it? I don't know. Just descended from God, I guess. But in conclusion, Drew Brees is the GOAT. Tom Brady's not. It's not even a discussion anymore. All these people on First Take and Undisputed, I'm looking at you, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless. All of you need to stop calling Tom Brady the GOAT, because he's not. Okay? All you have to do is look at the facts, and Drew Brees should be considered the GOAT. End of discussion. Good night.